Okay, we are live on the record. I have the awesome pleasure of sitting in person in downtown Detroit's Harmony Park with the legendary J.Moss.
The awesome pleasure.
The
awesome pleasure. I love it. I love it.
The awesome pleasure of sitting with the legendary J.Moss. This interview is being brought to you by Front Page Detroit and In Town Detroit Magazine. Thank you for agreeing to this interview.
Now, does legendary make you sound old? I don't know. I just feel a sense of oldity. Is that a word?
Oldity. That's a made-up word, you all.
But no, I thank you for such adjectives or whatever you call it to describe me. That's pretty cool. You know, I love Detroit. You know, I love what it stands for and what it means. So to be a legend, I'll take that. The start of being a legend.
There we go. The start of being a legend.
Yeah.
And we're just going to dialogue a little bit. You just released a new album.
Yes.
But before we get into that, you do come from a legendary
Yeah.
family.
They legendary. And some of them done passed on away.
This guy's a character. And
well, let me just put the disclaimer on it. I never do normal interviews. So they're always unconventional.
This is a good thing.
Okay.
This is a good thing. We can veer a little bit. And your family has no doubt shaped your views and just your ideas about music. Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration from your grandmother, your aunts, your cousins, and just coming from such a rich family of music?
Well, you know, it definitely is a big, huge list of family members that are really gifted. I mean, when you think about who started a lot of this, which is my dad, Bill Moss Sr., huge in the 70s and 80s, you know, with his group, Bill Moss and the Celestials, was he and my mother, and of course my sisters were in and out, brother-in-laws were in and out, or what have you, and, or I should say god brother, and it was a domino effect from there. We started at a very young age. My daddy pulled me from outside rolling around in the dirt when I was 5.
Wow.
You know, I'm just doing my normal outside in the backyard playing football, wrestling with my guys in the neighborhood, and here he comes like, you know, yo, sing this. You know, with tears in my eyes. This is how it all started. And then of course...
so does that mean you didn't really want to sing at first?
I didn't at all. I mean, I'm 5, I'm 6, you know, I'm 7. So it's like, you know, I want to do what every other normal kid is doing, and that's playing, you know, not in a hot basement with a fan on, with a mic, singing to an 8-track tape recorder, reel to reel, you know. I didn't know what any of that stuff was about. That was Dad's gig, you know, so that's where I was. But, you know, just going from there and realizing what I was a part of, the long line of greatness, you know. His sister, the late, great Dr. Mattie Moss Clark, which is my aunt, her daughters, my first cousin, the Clark sisters, just it's a pool of greatness.
Absolutely.
And I made sure as I was coming up to this point, being 40 now, I just pulled from all of them. So J.Moss is really a culmination of all of those. It's a mixing pot of Karen, Dorinda, Bill Moss Sr., my brother, big brother, Bill Moss Jr., my mom. I'm just all of them rolled up in the one.
Wow. How have the family ties really helped you keep things together for your career and really just to be able to branch out on your own?
Actually, it's more the explosive element.
Okay.
It's they keep me cracking up the most.
Okay.
But just in terms of support, you know, I love them. They love me. We're all going in so many different directions. I mean, Kiki's doing her thing with BRL, and she's rocking and rolling and trying to get into TV. Jay Drew is becoming a super producer in gospel and also secular. Karen, you know, Grammy winner now, Grammy Award winner for writing even too.
Wow.
Dorinda, clothing line, TV show, radio show. My brother's got his music school in Grand River and Greenfield 696. I mean, so everything's going on. Everybody's successful. So we just all try to embrace each other and what we're doing and support.
That's good. Now you're back with your latest album.
Yes.
It is hot off the charts. It is just really, you know, like you said, exploding the charts.
Yeah.
Talk about your latest album, The Other Side.
Yeah.
The inspiration behind that. A little bit who you collaborated with.
V4.
Yes.
Number 1 in the country at the time of this recording. It's
congratulations to you, by the way.
What an honor. Thank you so much. I mean, to know for a week or two that nobody went to the store to buy anything more than your CD.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just to know that for 1 week everybody was centered on me, you know, kind of thing. So that was great.
Okay.
So I'm riding that wave and really enjoying God.
Okay.
Him just showering all these blessings and against all odds. You know, the music industry can be so difficult to break at times, and it being gospel, we're already second thought of, third thought of, fourth thought of.
Right.
You know, so we have to really fight and hustle through a lot of things, and but God just gave us the victory on this, and this is what this album symbolizes. Now the V initially stands for Volume 4.
Right.
But I thus called it Victory 4 because I feel like I have the victory with it. And what it's talking about is the other side of victory. And as gospel artists, we usually talk about before the victory.
Yes.
You know, or going into the war, going into the storm, being in the storm, or wanting to come out of the storm. But V4 is about what do you do after the storm? Post-storm syndrome is what I call it. It's the blueprint for what you do after the storm. You know, you celebrate, you're reflective, the lessons learned, you think about what you got, what got you through in the first place, how to better prepare yourself for new things that are to come, good and bad. And it's just one of those feel-good records. I didn't want to do anything sad and soft and somber. Everything is just energy, because that's where I'm at right now. Just high energy everything.
Okay, you talked about your listeners just going to the store and making you number one at the time. Did you expect such success with this album? Did you kind of have an inclination that it would be this great?
I have management teams and marketing teams and labels to be confident about that. Me, I'm always a nervous wreck. But if you ask, you know, my PaJam partners, PDA or Walter Kearney, they would always say, "Oh yeah, well, you know, we put in the necessary work to make it happen." So, but that's their job. They're supposed to lay out my career like that. But for me, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. It was a 3-year layover. A lot of good times in that, a lot of bad times in that. So I didn't know what was to come. So honestly, I was just trusting God, and I was doing what I was told, basically, because I know He met me at the center of my need. And in that time, He instructed me to do certain things, and that is all portrayed in this album. So I did what I was supposed to do, and now I was just waiting to see how God was going to release it into the universe.
Absolutely. Now, there's been talk, J.Moss, about your album being a crossover album and not being a gospel album.
Right.
Are you still a gospel singer? And is this a crossover album?
I'll forever be a gospel singer. That's it. You know, all my albums can cross over. It's not just V4. I mean, if you go back to V1, we've always had bangers and contemporary stuff. You know, when PaJam and I, when we sit in the studio and we strategize and we come up with direction, it's always catered to the young people, the younger generation, because that's just who we are. You know, there are a lot of praise and worship artists, there are a lot of choirs, there are a lot of traditional artists. I'm just a contemporary gospel artist. So my music is going to cater to that side, you know, and I'm excited about it. I walk in that. I love it when people say this album ain't the churchy record. I know it's not. I've given you some of that, and I've given you churchy stuff on this record, but I'm trying to reach the unchurched. My ministry is outside the church.
And
it's
there's
on
a
the
great
street.
need for that.
Yes, it's on the street. It's in the clubs, you know, so if that's where they're playing my records, that's where I'm going to minister.
That's what's up. Now, talk to us
about...
I said that's what's up.
Wow, I like that. I like that. Now, what is your phone doing here?
My phone is, that is Cheryl Patterson, our media partner, texting me.
You while we're in the middle of...
So I'm going to turn this off, everyone. And yes, we're catching this.
Do you really know how to work that?
I do.
There you go.
I got it. See, I'm good.
Good deal.
Talk to us about PaJam. Who's involved? What is it?
3 hungry brothers from Detroit, Michigan, right here, born and raised. Well, one of us wasn't really born in Detroit. He's sitting over there in the corner over there. He's a Boston kind of dude. He ain't really listen to me now. But yes, you know, 3 brothers from Detroit, myself, Walter Kearney, Paul PDA Allen. And we all had 3 careers going in 3 different directions. Walter, high-level executive at a marketing firm. Paul PDA Allen was a producer, engineer at one of the biggest studios here in Detroit, producing under Michael J. Powell. You know, who's responsible for like Anita and, you know, so many others. And then, of course, I was with my fam, you know, touring with the sisters, touring with my dad and mom. And we just all decided about 17, 18 years ago to put all the coals in one basket.
Together,
and to see what we could do, strength in numbers, you know. And we use our talents to do what we do and give back. And we hold auditions and we try to get young people deals right here from Michigan, from Detroit, and change lives and things of that nature. So of course, we started off with a group called Ramaya, female group. And they did so many great things, touring with Destiny's Child and things of that nature. Then, of course, we have the Grammy-nominated 2103. That's under our belt. Of course, J.Moss. I'm a product of that, too. I'm a signed artist under our production company. And just so many things in the future that are coming up. And, I mean, the line of things that we've done has just been great. You know, being in the studio with Destiny's Child and Beyonce and Michelle Williams and oh my gosh, Justin Timberlake and NSYNC, and he came in with Britney Spears and Kelly Price and Miss Patti LaBelle, all the gospel people we've done. Just a great group of guys, and God has really just kept us together. Because I think the nucleus of everything is keeping him first and realizing that he's responsible for it all.
And so you all are not just Detroit local. You all span statewide.
Oh, we go everywhere. You know, we'll do it. We'll do pretty much anything and go everywhere as long as it lines up with, you know, lifestyle and our commitment to ministry and what we practice, you know, in terms of our livelihood. But I mean, we'll do anything anywhere. Overseas, it doesn't matter. We'll go. We'll take it to the streets anyway.
That's what's up. Now, none of us are strangers to challenges. We've all had our challenges. You've had yours. I've had mine. How's your family doing since the ordeal?
Oh man, everything is wonderful. You know, it's like I said, we're on the other side of that. So we're praising God. We're celebrating. We're realizing, you know, what got us through. You know, the lessons learned, the maturity, all of that. And then, you know, the Lord has really favored how we're walking now. You know, in terms of commitment to each other, commitment to details. In terms of how to be a better father, better husband, better minister, you know, the whole nine, how to not take any of that stuff for granted because it's here today, gone tomorrow. You know, you make the wrong choices. And that's when I'm just on a campaign to just let people know, yo, watch what you do. You know, but yet and still you can enjoy life and have fun. Everything doesn't have to be a struggle all the time. You know, I had the moment of struggle. You've had the moment of struggle. So now there's also another side to that. There's a victory side. It ain't just, I don't know nowhere where it just rains all the time. You know, so people will, I'll tell you the truth. Recently on Twitter, I saw a couple of things where people would say, well, Jay, this record is not the intimate, transparent record that you just released. And I'm like, my life is a different place 3 years ago.
So the music is going to be different.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, if you're happy, your music should reflect happiness. If you're joyful, that's what your music should reflect. You know, if you are sad and going through and crying and in pain, that's what your music is going to reflect. So I can't, you know, I'm not about to listen to that.
What was one of the cruelest things you heard during your time of challenge?
Oh, I mean,
from the church or just from people on the street?
I've heard it all. You know, and again, I hate reliving it, you know, so I won't mention it. But, you know, at some point, being in the music industry, you have to have tough skin.
You do.
You have to have tough skin. So when the rumors come, I mean, I think the biggest one now is that I use auto-tune too much. You know, stuff like that. I mean, I've heard it all. I mean, from the homosexuality ones to the auto-tune ones, or those guys are all just players ones. You know, I've heard it all. You know, so I was taught, like I said, I've been doing this since I was 5. You know, my dad had taught me a long time ago, hey, Jay, you know, in this business, you're not going to win them all. Right. Somebody's always going to be talking to you. And then, of course, you know, when adversity hits, you know, your target. It's painted on your back. You know, so I try to, you know, and I have to be strong for my other half, my better half. You know, my wife reads things and she sees interviews, and I want her to make sure she has, or she knows that she has a very strong husband.
Absolutely.
And because if she sees me weak, you know, that will trickle down into her, and then of course then onto our children. So I have to make sure that everything I say and do is reflective of somebody that's strong and trusting and believing in God and a victorious God.
And that was my next question. How would you describe the strength of your wife since for sticking by your side? That's remarkable.
Yeah, you know, she I always say in every interview, she's the bomb.
Okay.
You know, my wife's the bomb. She was it was so funny when V4 came out, she was just like, I was more nervous than you were. And then when I told her we were finally #1, she started crying and just going in, because she's been with me every step of the way. You know, not since 2008, so she's been with me since, you know, the beginning of our relationship. We've been together 20 years now. 5 dating, 15 years married.
Okay.
You know, so she knows when we didn't have anything. You know, when we were just dating, and when we were just clowning and being silly and, you know, just doing our young thing. She's grown up with me. You know, 20 years with the same person is a long time.
You do grow together.
Yes.
You actually do become one.
Yes. So, and both of us understanding that, I think in our ups and downs, we both feel a degree of personal in it. You know what I'm saying? Everything is just really personal to both of us because we know what the bottom is about, and we also know what the highest of heights is about. So that's what we're experiencing now. We're not going to try to damper it.
That's a good deal. Now, you talked about the ups and downs of the industry. So what do you do to stay grounded?
Just quality time with the Lord. You know, I think a lot of it is just staying in the Word, staying on your knees. You can't be everything to everybody.
Okay.
And I've noticed that, I've learned that. You can't be all things to all people. At some point, you got to say no. At some point, you have to say, I can't go.
Okay.
I can't make it. And I can't do it. And when you do that, that's you forcing yourself to say, okay, I'm going to use this quiet time either just for me, or me and my girl are going for a walk, or we're just going to watch a movie. I don't care if it's even at the crib with a bag of chips.
That's right.
You know, you need that time together to where you just say, okay, I need to reboot. I need to just reflect on family. I need to love on my kids, you know, or whatever. And I think the discipline has helped a lot in a lot of areas. So it's very difficult though. It's challenging because I have to do so many of these, you know, all the time. Especially when your record comes out, you go number one. Everybody wants to talk, and so I have to do them. But I'm glad I have a wonderful wife who understands what this is all about. And since she's grown so many years with me, she knows what the process is. She knows what it takes to be successful. And she reaps a lot of the benefits from this lifestyle. So she supports me 100%. But she's very strong. She's not just a yes woman. She's not a pushover, nor a doormat. So she'll step up and get in my grill at any moment to say, hey, look, calm down. We got to do this the right way. And, I got your back, and I'm holding you up. Watch yourself, don't put yourself in harm's way. You got to watch how you act around this kind of woman. You're not a woman, I'm a woman. So I know what they doing.
That's right.
So we have that kind of open relationship now where we can kind of kick it, and she'll keep me in line. I love
that
it.
real conversation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Not the little fluffy stuff anymore.
Right.
It's real marriage now.
What's next for J.Moss?
I don't know. You know what? I'm riding away.
Got this new
I'm
album.
one of those.
You're gonna do some acting.
I'm just in
write
the
a
boat.
book. Okay.
I'm in the boat. If that door opens and if that's where the wave takes me, great.
Okay.
I'm one of those guys that I don't have to be the Shine P. Diddy where I gotta have the big clothing line and the big movie contract.
Okay.
And I love Puff, so this ain't a slight. It's just one of those things where I'm not one of those guys that have to be, I want more. Gotta go platinum. Gotta do a movie. Now I gotta do a book deal. My life is interesting. I know I'll have a bestseller. And probably would with all of my stories, but it's just not a desire of mine. I just want to do my music. Put me in the studio, lock me up there,
and
my tank top and some boxers on, and let me go.
Okay.
That's my life. That's what I love to do.
How can fans stay connected to J.Moss?
Inside J.Moss. That's the brand. Inside J.Moss on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere online. Just search keyword Inside J.Moss and you can find it. And I manage my own stuff. So I answer all my tweets, all my Facebook monitoring, all my pictures on Instagram. All that stuff is done by me. I can't respond to everybody, can't do it all. But I do take out a time, portion of my day, to respond and keep my supporters abreast of what's up.
That's wonderful. Again, we are coming to you live from Detroit's own Harmony Park Seafood Market with the non-legendary,
the legendary,
up and coming legendary J.Moss. His new album, On the Other Side, Volume 4, has just released. Go out and get it. It's hot. It will lift you. It will bless you.
Yes.
You could just look in that camera and tell Detroiters about Front Page Detroit and this awesome interview that you have with celebrity entertainment journalist Leslie Griffin. I'm legendary. I don't care.
She legendary. I'm still young. She legendary.
I'm old.
But no, I enjoyed it. I thank you for asking real questions and keeping Detroit abreast of what's going on and the surrounding areas. So thanks a lot. I mean, it's a million guys that you guys can pull from. And so any opportunity I take it, I don't take it lightly, to tell my story and to encourage somebody that, it's not always easy. It's not always a pretty road. But if you hang in there, with the bumps and bruises, the ups and downs, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Just trust God and believe, and He'll get you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.